Hey guys, Ryan Lutz here, and we're here with a DXR Dirt Kings final day recap of the main day. So the day started off and we had a 10-minute semifinal practice, and my goal in the practice was to test fuel mileage just to make sure everything was good. So we just did a minute and a half, came in, did a fuel gun stop really quick, kept going, so we can time out the rest of the run. Everything looked good there. We're doing 9 minutes, so we felt solid for our 7.5 minute stops for the finals. Next we had the 20-minute semifinal and went off pretty good. Starting on the pole for that one, led from the start. Had a little bit of competition there for a while with Boots and Burton, I believe. But in the end, I was able to get out front, made a couple mistakes of my own, but overall I was pretty pleased with my car. I did make some changes after the semifinal warm-up. I noticed my car was falling a little bit on that front end again. The grip had come up a bit, and so I wanted to make a change for the semifinal. And so what I did, I went up 50 weight in the front shocks, and I did make one other change, but I don't remember. So we'll leave it at that for now, but the change was good for the semi. Everything felt good with it, and I was ready for the main. Now the big question was going to be, what was Ungaro going to run for tires in the main? Obviously we both run for AKA, but for that 6th qualifier the night before, and then in the semi I ran the super soft longwear Zips and double downs, front and rear, damn near, and they were really good, and I was able to basically keep the same lap times, but I knew that they were going to last the whole 45 minutes, and I could tell that the clay typos, which are a little bit faster, I mean that is the qualifying type tire that you would run, I knew that they were going to go bald in 15-20 minutes, and I don't have the consistency to keep my line perfect to stay in the groove when there's a lot of dust forming, so I wanted to make sure I had tread. So I went with the zip downs in the super soft longwear, and they were really good in the semi. And then I was just waiting for that final. I wanted to see, what Ungaro was going to choose to run. And when I saw that he was going to run the clay typo still, I'm like, that's my chance right there. My strategy, and starting number 2 on the grid behind him, was I just needed to stay close for that first half of that race. I just needed to keep him within my eyesight, make minimal mistakes. I made a couple little ones, and he got up to about a 4 or 5 second lead, and then he would make a mistake, and then you could just tell about halfway through the race when his tires started going bald. If he missed his line at all, he'd get all really loose, really out of shape. I'm like, this is my chance, and we had some good battles, got really close, some side-by-side racing, lots of lead changes. I made a couple mistakes on my own. He made a couple mistakes on his own, and in the end, my tire decision, I think, really paid off. No telling what could have happened if he would have chosen the same tire setup that I chose, but he was obviously comfortable with what he ran, and even on slicks, he ran the fastest lap of the race. So, I mean, if you hit the line right, it was still dialed and super fast, but mine was the safer choice, and the old man had it, and I was able to come away with the victory, which was pretty awesome. I'd put it up there with probably one of my top 2 best buggy victories. The other being the Dirt Nitro Challenge that they had in Italy at Padova back in like 2014, where I was able to win buggy there as well. But this one, had live coverage, and it was pretty cool to. I didn't have Wi-Fi for a while there, but just seeing all the messages that I had and all the congratulations, just absolutely amazing, guys. I really appreciate that. It's been really cool. I haven't got to go through them all yet. I'm going to go respond to everyone. I really do appreciate it. The most amazing thing was coming off the driver's stand and just everyone saying congratulations, giving me high fives and shaking my hand. And then I did a little interview with RC Racing TV, and then walked into the pit area, and everyone just stopped and clapped for me. And I actually started to tear up a little bit. It was pretty amazing. I'm not deserving of it, but it's just so cool, and really appreciate all the support and everyone who roots for me and just supports what I've been blessed to be able to do. Obviously, this is where the Lord has me. This is the talents that He has given me, and for whatever reason, this is where He has me. So I'm just doing the best that I can, enjoying the hobby, trying to make the most of it for myself and for others so they can enjoy it too. A couple young father and son teams this weekend that were just really cool to see, and the kids were just so sweet, and was able to give them a couple signed tires, so that was really awesome. So yeah, here's that buggy. Worked really well. Some big setup changes that I made that were different than what I've ran previously. Normally I've been running the same springs front and rear as far as the color, the black pink, but on this race I was actually 2 stages softer on the rear than the front, and that's just the nature of this track, where it's really grabby in the front and the rear is kind of free and loose. So things to loosen up the rear. Normally I'm 1 or 2 steps lower on the front sway bar than the rear, but on this track I was the same front and rear, 2.4, and went to the hard arms, just supporting it better in these fast, little high grippy sweeper and berm corners. So in the end, wasn't a ton of changes. I kind of circled around on a couple of them, but you know, some of the biggest things has to go out to the Killick family. Their younger son was running the super soft longwear double downs throughout most of qualifying because they only had a couple sets of the clay typos, which generally were considered the fastest tires, and he was doing really well on those. So I didn't have any. I did have 1 set of super soft longwear Zips, but it's not a tire that I like to run all the way around on the car. But talking with Gil Losi recently, he's been really high on saying that, you know, these tires, the Zip front, double down rear, should be a good combo that I should really try. Like, well, if the double downs all the way around are working, I'm looking to get rid of a little less twitchiness out of the front. Zips on the front, that should be dialed, it should be really good. So I went with that for that final qualifier. I had 1 set of Zips, and the Killick family had 1 set of double downs that they gave me, so I was able to make 2 sets of zip downs, and it just worked out great. Everything came together, right tire choices. I mean, either way, AKA was 1-2, just really good tires here, and really appreciate their support. Appreciate the whole team. I mean, it was amazing to be a part of a team with 30 to 40 members here. And after a couple qualifiers, you know, they were saying how everybody's car looked so good, and mine was actually probably one of the worst looking cars at the time. And it's just a tribute to how I drive the car. You know, I get on the gas really early in the corners, and I can make a car look upset and out of shape. But you know, they gave me pointers. A couple guys gave me 1 or 2 pointers here, another couple pointers here, and I was able to mix and match with what I thought would work for me on those like 5th and 6th qualifiers, and it all came together in the end, and the car was dialed. It was really good, easy to drive, and I felt like I had the car out there, best car out there, and just needed to do good, and I was able to do so this time. So I'm blessed. Thank you all for the support. Yeah, bad, go home tomorrow, see the family. My wife actually got to watch this one, so that was awesome. She said I almost gave her a heart attack a couple times during that one. It was an exciting race. I can't wait to watch it back. I'm sure I'm going to critique my own driving a million times in it, but it should be fun. Definitely like to put on a show, and I'm glad it was enjoyable for everybody. And I hope to see y'all at the next one. Next one for me is at Silver State in about a week's time. So take care, everyone. We'll see you later. Thanks. Bye-bye.